Hello, hello. Welcome to Tallinn. I hope you can hear me. Please let me know that you can hear me. That in a comment. That yeah. So uh, I see that you can hopefully. So welcome to Prague. Welcome to Tallinn. Yeah, you see. Thank you. Welcome to Tallinn. You know my name is Katy, Katerina. I love Prague. I live in Prague. However, I love Tallinn. I love Baltic states as well. Thank you. So that's my kind of heart destination. First time I was here in 2008, and it's ages ago. And usually I'm here twice, up to four times a year. So this year is my first time, and I want to show you what I like and why I like it. So now let's go for one of the best views in Tallinn. So I'm going to switch the camera. Yeah. And again, I have to unzoom a little. Sorry. So I don't know why this camera is doing it. Hopefully, no, even more. Yes, that's too much. Like this. This is perfect. And you know, I have a little helper. There is a very famous character, usually being at this viewpoint, and he just arrived when I came. So, yeah, gorgeous day. It's a bit cold, however, and this is the big helper we have today. He's coming every day here. He's quite a famous personality. And I even read his name on a Facebook, but I forgot it, so I'm sorry I can't. And he's probably not going to tell me. But you see a seagull. And this is Tallinn. Tallinn is a capital. It's a capital of Estonia. And it has no, it's the capital, but it has no river, which is quite strange. Usually the capitals or the big cities have rivers, but it has the sea. So it's Finnish Bay. There is this way about 30 kilometers. It's Helsinki. And this is Tallinn, the highest tower of St. Olaf. It's from 16th century, and in 16th century it was the highest building in North Europe. It was built this high to be kind of like a commercial, or to be visible from the sea and to attract all the merchants. And just next to the old town is a ferry port. So there is a port going mostly to Helsinki, but also to some other places. The seagull wants to join me. He just left. So anyway, this is we are at the upper Tallinn, old town in Tallinn. It's like a town down here, and then this hill on which I am standing. I will show you a map in a moment. So we have another church of Holy Spirit. Then we have a tower of the town hall, which is old from 14th century. This is all built. It's not very far. It's about, let's say, 20 minutes by walk. And they are building new and new office buildings, glass buildings, skyscrapers almost. So it's pretty busy here with constructions. This way is just next to the tower. I'm not sure if you will see it well. You see this very strange shape here. It's like this shape, but smaller here. So it's a stadium, and that's very interesting because it's not a sports stadium, but it's a stadium for singing, because people from Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, they love singing. Even the revolution they had here against the communism in early 1990s was called Singing Revolution. So everything is connected with singing. And on that side, the end of the old town is this church, which is a St. Nicholas church. I like the Estonian names. St. Nicholas, it's Niguliste. And almost the whole city, you see the towers here, was built like a fortress. Yeah, in 12th century, I will go the other way, so you will see again on the other side. So that's the wall going all around the city with these towers protection. The biggest and the most fat tower, it's just close where the entrance to the port is, behind the church. We don't see it because it's not high, but it's very fat, and it's called Fat Margaret. It has about 6 meters strong walls. So I'm now going to leave the view. So some last moments. We have a sun behind me. This is the east direction. You see the airplane. There is the airport. It's just 15 minutes by car. It's very close to the city. So we can see the plane starting. So once again, Nikolište, by the way, recently through COVID, they built a lift inside, so you can go up with the lift and have a view from there as well. So I promised to show you a map. Stephen, thank you, that's his name, Stephen Seagal. Thank you, Karel. So this is the sea, the port. This is Fat Margaret. You see, it's kind of strong. They just recently opened the cafe here at the top. It's quite lovely. Then we have St. Olaf, and this is all the old town. Yeah, that's the walls all around here. This part, it's called Toompea, and it's like the hill. Toompea, Toom, like dome. So it's a cathedral, and around it is a hill, which is the government at the moment. Old, originally Danish castle, now parliament, and also we are here at this viewpoint. So we were watching like this direction. So there is also a government building, some embassies. So that's the government area. A lot of cameras, of course, and then the down city. I actually love also going around. So these are my there's a beautiful marketplace, old factory area, which has changed to be design district. So it's quite lovely to look around. But today we are going only to see partially Old Town. As I was walking with my group all day, and honestly, I even have another walk with them at the evening. We are going to see sunset. We will take the bus and see sunset. So if there is some nice view, let's see, I will make a shot for you as well. But at this moment, we will see a little bit from the old town. Reconstruction goes on here as well, and they have quite beautiful doors. Old Tallinn has a lovely door, so look at this. The color is green and quite lovely. You know me, always before the tour, I am coming about 1 hour, maybe even 1.5 hours earlier, and I'm sitting somewhere close at the cafe. I will show you the cafe I was sitting. This is a shop, and what is popular here is amber. So I'm not going inside really. However, you can see some amber designs there. And the cafe I was sitting in is this one, very close. Surprisingly, I was the only guest there. Yeah. In the morning, we were here with my whole group, so at least the girl has some business from the morning, which I am happy for. Otherwise, it was not really busy. The buildings around me, it's all governmental buildings. So you can see the flag of Estonia. That's the one here. Is the bottom one bottom is white, symbolizing snow, then black, symbolizing the forest, and the blue at the top symbolizing the sky. So that's one of the buildings, and I will show you. It's quite interesting. As I walked by, I noticed this one. It's very typical, the brick style, kind of winter garden, the back of one house here. So I quite like the architectonic style of it. So on this whole area, it's all governmental buildings, as I told you, with few exceptions. And that's the building on the left hand. I hope the gate is up. I wanted to show you these doors. I knew that you will appreciate it. It's wooden. Imagine that's all just wooden door. And it's this beautiful with coats of arms. Let's get closer. So some pears and some other engraved stuff on it. So that's one Estonian important governmental building, but the one here, the brick one on the left hand, it's pretty beautiful. You see, everyone wants to make a picture. I remember being here with my husband in 2008, and we thought it's a museum or something. So we went in, we wanted to enter the place, but we were asked, no, this is not a public space. You are not allowed to go in. And we were like, we just want to look out from the window for the view. And I went, no, it's Estonian Academy of Science. So they have this lovely building, and just behind it, it's like a hill down. That's what we had the view, and the view we saw a moment ago. So, Estonian Academy of Science. A little bit from history. That's interesting that the 20th century history is similar to ours, with some exceptions. We were free from, like Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia, then we were free from the empire, became republic in 1918. In our case, it was Austrian Habsburgian Empire. In Estonian, they were free from Russian Empire, which also fell down in 1918. And they had a president. His name was Konstantin Pats. That's his name. First president of Estonia, lived in this building from 1922 to 1940. So he lived just at Finnish embassy, which is quite strange. However, the story of this man is very interesting because in our country we had a republic, a democracy, till the Second World War, in between the wars. Here the situation was different. Soon after the republic, the parliament elections, they were kind of arguing. They were not able to govern themselves. So the president decided to start kind of despotic or dictatorship. So Konstantin Pats was leading kind of dictatorship government here. And later on in 50s, 60s, after the war, after the changes, because Estonia was then part of the Soviet Union. Yeah, so he was looking at the dome of Mother Mary. So Konstantin Pats was actually in a hospital, in the one when you go if you have troubles with your mind. And his diagnosis was the patient believes he is Estonian president. So that's why they close him in a hospital. That's a story of the first Estonian president. We are looking at the dome of Mother Mary. It's standing in the middle of this hill. However, it's a Lutheran, as there is a Lutheran church. But the building itself, the interior, I am not very fond of it because it's a bit dark. Yeah, I remember first seeing it, and it was completely dark. Some depressing organ music playing, and that's my experience. It's another cathedral. Russians, when they arrived, they came here in 1700 when the Livonian War. They won this country over Sweden, and they were here. And they built this Cathedral of Russian Orthodox Church, which is Alexander Nevsky. And I was here in the morning with my group, and there is the Orthodox Church, they have Easter. So there was a procession, and I will post on my Facebook, maybe today or probably tomorrow, a little shot I made here from the procession of Easter and pictures from interior of Alexander Nevsky Orthodox Cathedral. I'm kind of fond of Orthodox religion. I like the paintings they have because they usually have some gold, silver designs on it. So this church is also interesting in terms of being built here on this hill. And what's this hill? Estonia is quite flat, but Tallinn has this hill. What's this hill? It's believed that Kalev, the first Estonian ruler, when he died, his wife buried him here in this building, in this place, and actually the whole hill is his tomb. And when the Russians came, it's believed, and built this cathedral, this Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, it's believed that Kalev didn't like it, and he is kind of moving in his grave, kind of kicking the cathedral, so it's not really standing safely. And today is my first time I see the cathedral without any scaffolding. Always there is some scaffolding, some reconstruction going on. So this is the first time I see it without it. The Pink Palace behind it, there's the place where the Danish army, when they arrived, they wanted to Christianize Estonia. We are talking about 12th, 13th century. They built their palace, their castle here. That's actually where the city started, around here. Now today this is Parliament building. The tower behind it is called Pik Herman, which means high or tall Herman, and there is a flag flying. The flag symbolizes who is ruling the country. I know that it's Estonian flag because there was wind during today, so I saw it. So that's Estonians who are ruling this country. And here are another towers going and the walls and ramparts going all around the city. There is, by the way, the town is called Kik in the Kok, and there is a lovely museum of fortress, of protection of the city. And now I'm going to take you to the area here, which is called French Garden. Still don't know why it's French, because it's more connected with the Danish king Valdemar. Danish king Valdemar was preparing himself for a battle and praying, and then finally fell to sleep in this garden and had a dream. Before I go on, we are talking about 12th century, by the way. And before I go on, just give it a thinking, which country flag you think it's the oldest. Yeah, so just think about it. If maybe you have heard something, if you are sure, or if you want to guess, you can write it down. I'm going to tell you in a moment. So, one country has the oldest flag. Like Czechoslovak flag is from 1918. Estonian flag is also from 1918. There are monks praying. But one flag is from 12th century. It's the oldest one. And I already gave you a hint. Yes, Satyam, that's Denmark. Because that king was sleeping here in the French garden. Why French, I don't know. But here in French garden, having a dream, thinking, praying because of the battle. And in this dream, the god covered the sky with blood and painted on it a white cross. Yeah, like yes, I am with you, and you go to battle, I will help you win, which happened. And the red color, a red flag with a white cross, it's Danish flag, and it comes from this situation, actually what happened here. So I love these statues. It's a bit above human face, but I hope you will enjoy this view with them both. And what I like in Tallinn, it's a bit late, it's empty, but every corner they have this stall and they are selling almonds with everything. Almonds in orange, that's really great. Or almonds in chili, almonds in sugar, and so on and so on. So here we are looking to the back of the houses, so just some courtyard. But now let's go back to the city. So we are still at the upper city, but now through the street which is called the short leg, we are going down. So we are leaving here the walls and there is also a street which is called long leg, and that's longer and that's not stairs, but we are choosing this one to go down. By the way, there was entrance from the lower down city and upper city. So this is going down, and this is the gate to the upper city. We have just left it. So this is this way up, and you are at the Cathedral Alexander Nevsky. And what is interesting that these doors, when we look at them from that side, which is the upper side, there is like no keys, no door knob, because these doors were locked from the lower city. So there is keys from that side, which is quite interesting, as the upper city was the government, as it is now, but that was a king and the government part. Here down the city where we are going, it was about the merchants. And the merchants somehow protected themselves from the king with locking the door. And by the way, just as we walk by, another amber style. So I love amber, and I'm not buying it in Prague, of course. In Prague we have something else, but here in Baltic states, the amber is traditional. So that's the place where you should go for it. So I haven't told you the history of Tallinn. Tallinn, name Tallinn. It's Tallinn, meaning Danish fortress. So Tal is Danish, Linna fortress. Linna today is the name of the, like a word for the city. Also, it has another name, which is Reval. It's more Latin, more used in German-speaking countries. Reval. Why Reval? Because there is a story still. We are talking about King Valdemar. When he arrived here, he has met a baby deer. And he was like, I like the baby deer. Please bring it to me. And he was not like, I'm going to eat it or kill it. But he wanted to keep the baby deer as a pet. So his men starting to run after the baby deer. And finally, at the top of the hill where we were, they found the deer. But the deer was like, I'm not going to give up my life and not even being just a pet. I prefer freedom. I prefer my choice. And she jumped down the rock and killed herself. When Valdemar heard this sad, it's always sad when a baby and when an animal dies, for no reason actually. So he was very sad for it, and he called the city Deer Fall, place where the deer fell down. So Deer Fall, which in Latin was Reval. And this is what I really love, what I'm showing you. That's this Negulište, the St. Nicholas Church with the lift going up the hill. Today a museum of religious objects inside, being one of the most famous paintings. I will post it then on Facebook. Just give me some time. Some pictures connected with this tour. From Bert Notke, who was an artist in 16th century from Lübeck, Germany, but he worked in all this north countries. And he painted a macabre dance with death. Kings, princesses dancing with death. I will put it for you. And I love this combination from the old, like historical 14th century church with this Baroque style additions and the colors, the blue one, the yellowish, bluish. So this is my really like favorite, thank you, really favorite part of architectonic pieces. And also here you can have arches, so all these buildings are like this historical one behind the, similar like in Prague, behind the new facade. The area behind me, like at the church, it was bombed, and Tallinn was not really much hit by the Second World War, except the bombing in spring 1944. At this time, Tallinn, Estonia was occupied by Germans, and the Soviet army bombed it in 1944. And like there was a battle for Tallinn, Soviet Union won. So Red Army came here in 1944. So just look around. at the beautiful architecture. You can think about it, guess what these things are. This one, honestly, I'm not sure if I will be able to translate it to English, so help me if I will suffer. I know what it is, but in Czech. So I will try. It's actually, imagine you have a metal rope which is holding the building together. The metal rope starts here and it goes through the whole building the other way. And this is like an anchor holding the building together. So that's anchors for the metal ropes. And I wanted to take you to this square with the well reinforcement. Yes, thank you. So this is the well, which is quite funny, either or stupid, how to call it, history. This well had bad water. Yeah, it started some plagues. I'm talking about 13th centuries. So it started some plagues, really bad water. You know how they solved the situation? They were thinking if they will throw dead cats inside of this well, it will help and clean the water. Of course, it make it even worse. So that's for me a symbol of kind of not being really very smart in a solution, in trying to find a solution. So just let's look. If you know Apotheker Melchior, which is a book of Indrek Hargla, who is Estonian author, he's writing medieval criminal books from Tallinn, from Estonia. So criminal books, and the detective is Apotheker Melchior. It's even a movie. I have read 2 books because out of, I think he wrote about 10 already. Out of these 10, 2 were translated to English, which I have read, and one of them, he lived in the street, and the second book is The Ghost of Rataskaivu Street, and it's about a ghost living here, killing people. Finally, not really a ghost, like a criminal story. I really like it. So if you by a chance will find Apotheker Melchior, then I recommend it. Colorful buildings. There is a lot of designs. Estonians are great in design, kind of Norse design, Nordic, or how to call it, and colorful, beautiful buildings from, it's not only old style, like a old Gothic style, but also Art Nouveau, which I plan to show you. Let's look at these details. That's nothing old, of course, but I believe it's kind of funny. The little hat above the door, and there is another one. Oh, it's a ferry, probably, with the wings. Yeah. So we are walking just a side street, not really the main street. However, Tallinn is the old town of Tallinn. It's quite small, so it has you can get lost and find yourself quite easily. So it's rather nice to wander around. So the show Baltic Amber, as we know already, and this is the entrance again up to the hill. This long leg. Yeah, that's the long leg going up the hill, and you see the viewpoint where we have been, where we have started the tour. It's exactly up there. So we kind of make a circle, but we are on different levels. Now I want to show you, I want to go this way. There is a lot of breweries. Estonians love their beer. They have nice beer. However, they love Czech beer. The best pub, which is called Hellhand, not far from here, they have Pilsner Urquell. They have a lot of like local beers. They have some German beer. They have some Belgian beer. However, number one there, it's of course Pilsner Urquell from Pilsen, from our country. So the small streets have theaters, cinemas, bars. It's a pretty lively place. Also, I've been here for Christmas, which was also very, very nice. So the history. We have talked about Valdemar, how he started the fortress. These days it was the biggest fortress. The whole city was a fortress. Then there were orders like Teutonic Knights, Livonian brothers, Sword brothers. Finally, the Swedish army came, and after Swedish army, we already know 1710 Livonian War. Peter the Great, the founder of St. Petersburg, came here, and it was under Russian Empire. Here we are at the main square, which means Rathaus, which is the town hall square. Town hall square, I will show you the town hall. I have it on my right hand side at the moment. So that's this building. It's quite a lovely view from the tower as well. You can visit it, see some tapisseries, some wooden carvings inside, and so on. I quite like these gargoyles. I don't really want too much to zoom the camera as it's like moving back and forth and back and forth. So you will have to open your eyes to see the gargoyles. They are actually I will try to make it. So I'm sorry for the zooming. Yeah, it doesn't really work. It's a bit dark. Yeah, they are green. They are dragons. Dragons. Now let's go back. And sorry, that's actually what I didn't want to do. This playing with the zoom, and still I am zooming. So again, a little bit less. Yes, this is it. That's perfect. So here we are at the main square where the Christmas markets are. Today they started to build these wooden constructions. I don't know if they are for flowers or whatever, something else. And by the way, that place, that's the oldest still working pharmacy in the world. It's from 1422, yeah. And it's still working. This part is working. Then you go inside and you are kind of in antique shop and some souvenirs and so on. I went in. I was a little bit surprised what they are selling inside. It was really big surprise for me. That's not only selling some stuff from Soviet army, but also some stuff from the Second World War connected with Germany, and that was surprising for me to find these symbols. You can imagine what symbols they were selling. So that's in antique. Yeah, this is history, and that was here. So on the other side, okay, why not? There is another place you can, when you go to this restaurant, they are dressed here nicely in medieval dress. They even behave like you have to look out what you want. I don't care what you want, you pay. And it's called Dragon. And let's just, I don't really want to go much inside, but let's peek. What is here? You can buy bread, you can buy drink, smelling beautifully. It's smelling, no flesh, so if I have no flesh I can go inside. Hopefully the signal is not bad. So I'm not sure about the signal, so going out. But it was pretty warm inside from the fire, and all together nicely smelling. Some meat was being prepared. One of the oldest, or not oldest, but most famous houses in Tallinn is this building, Old Hansa. Tallinn was a Hansa city. Hansa was a community or kind of organization originated from in Germany, where the cities joined together, kind of like a monopole. They split Baltic and North Sea in parts, and each Hansa city who joined the organization was having his part of the fish fishermen were like collecting. Sorry, it's kind of difficult the English word for me at the moment. Collecting the fishes. So the fishermen were from every Hansa city. They chose one area. They were not competing with each other. These Hansa cities, and it lasted till 16th century. During the Hansa time, Tallinn, that was the best time for Hansa, for Tallinn, for Estonia. However, Hansa ended up because the fishes, the little fishes that they were hunting for in the sea, actually the sea ran out of them. It was like very weak years, 16th century, almost no fishes, and that was the moment that it was not enough for all the Hansa cities. They were started to competing, and the friendship was gone. So today, all the Hansa is quite beautiful place. There are coats of arms of the Hanseatic city like Lübeck, Hamburg, Bruges, Bergen, Stockholm, Riga, Tallinn. So they were here. This is already. This is yet open shop with almonds. So I have talked about almonds up there. So they are having them here.
Hello.
Hello. It's finished. No, thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, thank you. So I was hoping they are roasting them, but it's already closed. So anyway, this is one of the buildings. So pepper, owned. Of course, we can see the pepper seeds. It was owned by the merchant with pepper. Usually, the bottom floor was the representation. You invited your clients to this place, then the family lived like at the back of the building, and up here these were storage houses. So there was this thing which was used to get to take the pepper sacks, put them in the storage houses here and there. So one of the beautiful buildings. Let's look back to the town hall. From here, it's a bit against the light, but okay. So there's the tower of the town hall. Dobrý den. Tak. So that was people from my group here with me. This street, it's called Vene, which means Russian street. And I'm going to take you to the two courtyards here, which are quite beautiful. So let's see. First one, it became quite popular place, but still I believe it's possible to go there with almost no troubles. Courtyard with a lot of designs, handmade stuff, wooden, everything from wooden cutlery to wooden plates and so on. And also there is a beautiful chocolaterie, Choco Cafe. Kohvik is a cafe. So chocolaterie since 1937. Chocolaterie Cafe, Chocolate de Pierre. This is the shops, what they have. You see the wooden stuff, some dressing and so on. And really, really beautiful courtyard. So let's look at it, how it is inside. Hopefully the signal works here, and I believe you will enjoy the view. Even the interior of the cafe is nice, but I think this worth seeing as it is. Very colorful. I like the music, so I hope you can hear it a bit. So, Chocolaterie Pierre, the master's courtyard. Quite popular, a famous place in recent days. So we are going back to the Venice Street. I see I'm losing people, so I hope it's not a problem of signal. Or I hope it is. Oh, you know what I mean. So anyway, let's go out for the beautiful area. So in Tallinn, you will find a lot of guild buildings. Guilds, like a great guild building, people who join together. So great guild was building where the merchants, the rich one, the one with the boats, who were traveling the whole North Sea, selling, buying. That was the great guild. They had to be married men, and that was one. Then there was another black hats guild. So they called themselves black hats, also merchants, but they were not married. They were single men. And then we have a guild for ladies. It's called Katarina Guild. It still exists today in terms of that the girls are producing a lot of dresses, hats. There is a special shop with hats. There is some patchwork workshop, and this is how looks the entrance. It's already closed because it's time to. It's like already late here. However, there are pictures, photos, or more like change photos of the ladies, of the members of the guild. So Katarina Guild, the ladies one, jewelry here, and I'm going to take you to one of the most romantic streets. This is hopefully not really long time under, but I have to make it. So we are at the courtyard. On my right hand is this Katarina Guild yet. This is a building of the monastery, Dominican. It's being reconstructed. Fortunately, I hope it's gonna be something interesting. There used to be the service for cars during Soviet time, and this is the romantic street, Katarina Kaik. Katarina Kaik. I'm going closer for you to see why it's so beautiful. There is some cafe, some bar, and then there is a workshop for glass blowing. You can even try by yourself. Then there is a shop, and there is quite nice design here. The stairs up, just like a window, and the flowers. Yeah. And then there is a shop with the Tiffany glass. All this which is now closed is Tiffany glass. And this is what I wanted you to see. This, we call them in Czech language krakorce. And I don't know if you have an English word for this. I will show you also from the other side. So this is Katarina Street. It ends up at the walls already, but I'm not going that direction. I'm going back. I'm just taking you here. There is a picture because this is the glass blowing workshop. So there is a commercial or invitation for glass blowing inside. And let's look back this way. It's a bit against the sun, so probably not as good as we would like it, but you see. One of the most romantic streets, and I'm looking forward when the reconstruction is finished, because then they will go out with the beer gardens again and so on. So it's gonna be more lively. Let's look like the left side, not seeing the scaffolding. Yeah, there is also pottery workshop. So you can even try to make a pottery or buy something here. Yeah. I just enjoy being in Tallinn. It's different from Prague. I love Prague, but it's also nice time to time to visit some other places in person, at least virtually, but in person is also good. By the way, this is a former post office. Today, one of the most famous hotels. It's called Hotel Telegraph. Hotels in Tallinn. From here, from outside, it looks a little bit like not really a historical building, but at least like 100 or something like this, 1918, yeah, so 100 years old. But the back of it, it's quite modern, which I don't like that much. But yeah, that's what's here, as long as it's hidden from the first view. Why not? But I will show you. This is how it looks at the back. Yeah, we are coming up the street. We will walk by this old apotheke or pharmacy, because that's we are back at the main square. We just walk a little bit around. I remember here being with my whole family, my parents, and our little dogs. And then we had a girl, her name was Faninka. And you know that we have Prague Ratter or red hunters. And as we were walking by, there was a rat running under the door. And Faninka followed the rat. She ran away under the door. Fortunately, she was on a leash, so we were able to get her back. But her genes, being red hunter, proved to be really strong at the moment. So what we are seeing, we are back at the main square, the town hall square. This is the Academy of Science on a hill, Alexander Nevsky Cathedral on a hill, St. Nicholas Church, and the town hall. The sky is beautiful, so it's on the sun. It's not really cold. However, otherwise the weather is quite needed to be dressed. So again, I hope I'm going to the smaller streets. Tallinn is full of them. So the smallest building is the red one in front of us. It's the smallest, is a design building, and it's the smallest building in Tallinn. So let's go through. It's quite nice. I've been inside. And what I like on this cafe, which is supposed to be the best cafe, like they write it here on a window, voted the best cafe in Tallinn. But honestly, I've been there and I didn't like the coffee. But the interior is just beautiful, so colorful and kind of nice. And you see, it reminds me, it's actually based on Alfons Mucha, Czech painter. So I'm kind of connected with the place. This is also Alfons Mucha painting. So the smallest house, the red one, is on our right hand side. The white building next to it, it's a church of Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit Church. And here in front of us, building of great guild. So the main building, the seat, meeting place of the most rich and married men in Tallinn. Today it's a museum, but it's a building of great guild. So let's look at the door. There is kind of walk through the place, and on the floor there are dates. So when you walk through and you read the dates, you can read the whole history. Great Guild Hall. That's this building. Today, museum, Estonian History Museum. This is the street called Pikk, which means the long, and it is the probably kind of main street, but the longest street. You can look on the left hand side, it's a building of Russian embassy. So there are some flowers around it. On my right hand is the oldest cafe in Tallinn since 1864. So 1864, and that's here. I like the wheel. I like the little train here behind the glass. So I hope you can see it a little bit against the reflection. The building of the Russian embassy is quite beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful buildings. It's in Art Nouveau historical. You can see there is a man with the glasses spying the building. The legend is that they're little man, and he enjoyed watching ladies to dress and undress on the opposite building. There was a ballet school, so he enjoyed it, and his wife got sick of it and finally made him this statue, like peeking to the building opposite, which was a ballet school. One of the most beautiful buildings is the Russian embassy. I just have to go a little bit further. It's behind me. It was built in 1909 by architect Rosenbaum, Estonian. It's called the Dragon Castle. Look at it. That's this one here. Dragon, not castle, dragon house. It's some gallery at the moment. So dragons, the big lights, two caryatidas up there, and if you go up, some white flowers, and the heads again. This building, it's another guild hall. It's Kanuti Guild, so there is a Saint Kanuti. That's the left guy. On the right hand side is Martin Luther. As Estonia, Tallinn is the Lutheran Protestant country. However, they are actually secular, but historically from 1523 they were Protestant country. So Kanuti on the left hand side, Martin Luther on the right hand side. And like it used to be the guild, yeah, for the not for the big merchants, but for smaller businesses. And later on, it was this dancing ballet school here, and that's where the man behind us, the spy, was speaking at the girls. So Kanuti Guildi, today some gallery, performance art, and so on going on in here. Two more guild buildings. One of them for these black hats, the single rich merchants, and another one for most of these merchants or business owners were Germans. Then there was Olaf Guild, and Olaf Guild was for Estonians. That's this building. It doesn't have door, because to enter this Olaf Guild you had to go through the Black Hats building. So Olaf Guild and Black Hats. That's this one. Black Hats has the most beautiful doors in Tallinn. So let's look at them. Black Hats Guild existed. It has beautiful buildings so far today, but newly rebuilt in Riga, and then it has this building. We don't know about any other Black Hats building, Black Hats Guild anywhere else, just here. So look at the beautiful doors. I will take you closer to see the design. So it's connected, the Black Hat, with Saint Moritz, who was the first man with a black collar baptized by St. Paul. Maybe you remember him. The famous city in Switzerland is named after him, St. Moritz. Some engravings here on the stone. So for me, the most beautiful doors in Tallinn. Now we are coming to the famous restaurant. I have been there today for my lunch because they have nice price menus, and it's called Hell Hunt. Hell Hunt. That's the yellow building on the left hand side. That's the place I told you they have a lot of beers, but also Pilsner. Urquell. I asked him today, the waiter, when they are closing today. He told me, oh, we close when the football, meaning soccer, will finish. So they will be watching football in the pub all night. And that's quite interesting. Like, we are still having like different characteristics of different nations. So here Estonian people say that they are very like they don't like meeting new people, or they don't easily make friends. And that's interesting here, that if you come to the pub and there is like 3 big tables, each table for 20 people, and at each table sits one man. And if you are Estonian, you enter this pub with 3 big tables and 3 men sitting at each of them. You enter it, you look inside, and you are like, okay, the pub is full, and you go out, because you will never sit at the table with someone else, even if it's a table for 20 people. So another door, and we are going to the end of the tour. So I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope that the picture was not really bad. Here you can see some restaurant from Tbilisi, Georgian restaurant, and a Texas American restaurant in these historical buildings. So I wanted to finish at this place, and I hope you have enjoyed the tour. Please like and comment when it's on YouTube, like uploaded finally, which is going to happen in a couple, maybe hours, maybe minutes. And enjoy your time. I hope you have liked Tallinn as I did, and that you will decide to come. It's actually big boats can come to the port, and you can visit the place on a boat trip through the Baltic and North Sea. I will highly appreciate if you can support me on Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com, PragueByKaty, or with PayPal, also PragueByKaty@gmail.com. Have a nice day. Please like and comment, or share some pictures if you have made some nice. And I'm going to finish the tour. So some last views to the streets of Tallinn. And have a lovely day or evening. And see you soon in Prague.